last time we ended with working on our number guesser in Python. And I'm gonna pick up from there today, and we're gonna take a look at how else we can improve this program. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to note that my revision date has changed. Today is the 29th, so I'm gonna go ahead and update that in my header section. I'm going to start with running our code so we can kind of remember where we left off last time. So this top one has printed out the random number I generated, just so that as I'm checking my code, I can make sure to try and guess too high and too low and right on, and I know what I'm aiming for. Certainly, if we were going to kind of finish this program, we would take out that print target line so that people would actually have to guess instead of knowing what the answer was. So let's just check this again. I'm gonna take 3 guesses. My number can range from 1 to 10. I know it's 3, so 5 should result in too high, 1 should result in too low, and guessing correctly should say I win. Thanks for playing, excellent. And let's just make sure losing is also working. So I'm only going to take 2 guesses this time. I'm going to guess too high twice. Game over, thanks for playing. Okay, so everything is still working, excellent. And we're going to look at what we should change this time to improve this program. So what I'd like to show you today is how to make a function and why we might want to do that. So this whole section, pretty much everything other than the import line right now, is what is running our game. So I'm going to define a function called playGame, and all of this stuff, is part of that function. So if I were to hit run code now, nothing's going to happen because I have created this function, but I'm not using it anywhere. So let's see that. There you go. That was it. Nothing happened. But now that I have created this function, I can get myself a new line and tell it to play the game. And now it will run through. When I call this function, it does all of this stuff once. So now, okay, how many guesses would you like? 2, and 2 is the right number, so we can finish up. Okay, so now I've created my game as a function. Why would I want to do that though? Maybe I want to be able to use it more than once. And so we're gonna look at one way having a function might be useful. So maybe I have more than one game that they could play. I don't right now, but I could in the future, perhaps. So perhaps I will start this program with asking, ask user if they would like to play. And how would I do that? I would, well, what are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it play, because I haven't used that yet. And we're gonna take input from our user. We're gonna ask, would you like to play the number guesser game? All right, and then we have to do something with that input. So maybe they're gonna type in yes or no. And then I'm going to check what they typed in and use that to decide whether or not we should run the game. So that's gonna be an if statement. If play is yes. So if they say yes, I would like to play a game, I want to run the play game function. Otherwise, so anything else, I'm gonna say, I'll print, okay, maybe another day. Bye. Okay, so down here, now display line, this is going to ask them if they want to play. If they say yes, we'll play the game. Anything else, we're going to say, okay, bye. Let's see how that works. Would you like to play the number guesser game? Yes, I would. How many guesses would you like? Okay, so we're back into our function. Excellent. Now, what happens if I say no? Okay, maybe another day, bye. Perfect, that's working great. What happens if I say yes in all caps? Ugh, it doesn't recognize the capitals letter yes because I only am comparing it to all lowercase. So fortunately, there are ways to fix things like that. So down here, I'm going to take whatever people type in and I'm going to make it all lowercase by doing dot lower. Okay. And now I'm going to add some comments explaining what I just did. Change input to all lowercase, then check for a yes. Let's try this again. Maybe I'm very proper and I like capitalizing my yes. Oh, and it understood that yes, I do want to play a game, even though I have a capital in there. And now I can say how many guesses I want and guess. All right, so this is pretty good so far. What else might we like to change? Maybe we will change, maybe we'll change our target number. Instead of always doing 1 through 10, maybe we can let our user decide what the top number should be. So we will want to let user pick upper limit. Okay, so I will call this limit, and I will get input from my user. It's going to need to be a number, so I will turn their input into an integer, and we will ask, what should the upper limit be? Not a really clear question, but that's okay. And now down here in target, instead of going randomly 1 to 10, I will go randomly 1 to limit. Okay, so far so good. Let's give this a try. Would you like to play the number guesser game? Yes, I would. What should the upper limit be? So maybe I'll make it 100. How many guesses would you like? Oh gosh, I might need more than 2 guesses. If I'm going all the way to 100, maybe I want 7 guesses. Please enter a number between 1 and 10. That's not going to work. My number is 57, and I just asked them to give me a number between 1 and 10. So I need to go fix that. Where is that? Here. Please enter a number between 1 and 10. But I don't want it to be between 1 and 10 anymore. I want it to be between 1 and whatever the limit is. But if I were to run this right now, when it got to this line, we would have an error. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that error, just in case you run into it later. Would you like to play a game? Yes. What should the upper limit be? 100. How many guesses? 5. Okay, there's our error. Cannot concatenate string and int objects on line 25. So when it gives you an error, it is very nice to highlight where it ran into the problem. Sometimes that means you have it just above. In this case, this really is where our problem is. So concatenate, that's when we're putting 2 things together. And it would like to be able to put a string with a string. It doesn't know how to put a string with an integer, the whole number that we have. So what we have to do is we have to tell it, I would like you to treat my limit number as a string. Try that again. Would you like to play the number guesser game? Yes. What should the upper limit be? 37. How many guesses would you like? 5. Please enter a number between 1 and 37. There we go. Okay, that's looking pretty good. What else might we like to add? You know what I would really like to add is I would like to add the ability to play again. What if I get all the way down to the bottom and they've said game over, thanks for playing. What if I want to play again? So we should ask. See if user wants to play again. So I'm going to call this restart and take input and would you like to play again? And then it's going to look very much like this if statement I already did down here. So I'm going to copy and paste. Ooh, messed up my formatting. That's all right, I can fix that. In Python, you really need to keep a close eye on your spacing, where that white space is, because that's how it can sense, that's how your compiler is looking at, it's the syntax of this language. White space is really important. In a language like Java, the white space isn't important. It's all about that punctuation. One of the ways Python kind of gets rid of some of that punctuation is white space becomes really important. So you have to make sure your indents match correctly, or it won't be able to interpret what you're trying to do. Okay, so let's take a look down here. So I'm no longer checking play, I'm gonna check restart, and we will turn it into lowercase. And if they say, yes, I want to play again, I will say play game, and it will go back and start over. It's pretty cool that way. Good reason to make something a function. If they say no, I will say, okay, nice playing with you, because they already played once. And bye. Okay, so let's see how this is going. Would you like to play the number guesser game? Yes. What should the upper limit be? 78. How many guesses would you like? 4. Guess the number between 1 and 78. Okay. 33. Too high. You know what? I don't really like the lack of space there. I'm gonna go stop this real quick and change that, because I don't like the look of that at all. How many guesses would you like? Please enter a number here. I just need a little more space. Okay, yes, I want to play. 90 will be the upper limit. I would like 5 guesses. Please enter a number. 45, too low. 72, too high. What was our number? 46, okay. You win, game over, thanks for playing. Would you like to play again? Yes, I would. And it starts right back in. What should the upper limit be? Let's go back to 10. How many guesses would you like? 2. Let's get it wrong this time. 5, 3, oh no, it is 3. 1. Game over. Thanks for playing. Would you like to play again? Let's say no this time. Okay, nice playing with you, bye. That's it. This is a pretty complete program, folks. We have a header that describes what's going on. We have a function now that is a repeatable function, so they can play over and over again if they want to or not. We are letting them choose both the upper limit number and the number of guesses. It is correctly letting them hone in. It tells them whether they won or lost, asks if they want to play again. This is looking pretty complete. So if it was about done, the only thing that I would really change is, where did it go? Print target. So comment this out and say, this is a testing line. And this is pretty good. So should we play for real? I don't know. I don't know if I can actually do well at these if I don't know the answer already. Would you like to play the number guesser game? Yes. What should the upper limit be? 20. How many guesses? How many guesses do you guys think I need? Let's do it with 5. Okay, number between 1 and 20. 10, too high. 5, too low. 7. Oh, I win! So much more satisfying when you don't already know the answer. Would you like to play again? I'm going to say no right now because we can finish off this video. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to also show you how to share your code, and I will put this in our stream schedule in our page that has all these videos so that you can go see this and look through it a little bit more if you want to. So all we do is we go to More and down to Share, and this is the link. For this one, I'm going to turn off editable. When you guys turn it in, you can feel free to leave that on. Okay, share URL, save. I've copied that. That is what you can go ahead and turn into Canvas when you're ready. If I have no questions from the peanut gallery today, then we are good. And I look forward to seeing your programs. Okay, bye folks.